Do 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 do. Hello, hello, hello. What is going on? It's the afternoon, and I just want to see what is going on in the world. What what do we have to work with today? Here's a funny story that I see here. Well, it's not really a story. I just thought today that I'm going to start using more AI stuff, and I asked ChatGPT, what is the best way to win rock, paper, scissors? I hear all kinds of fun stuff like, oh, guys always pick rock, and so you got to do paper if you're playing a guy, and all that jazz. And I thought to myself, instead of combing the internet for all these random things, the only reason I care is because sometimes with my kid, we decide things with rock, paper, scissors, and I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose. You know what I mean? So let's and and they don't have AI yet. We could use AI. So you got to use AI to beat your kids. That's what you're going to do. So I looked it up. Okay. I typed in based on statistics, what is the best thing to choose for rock, paper, scissors? And of course, ChatGPT gives you that bull crap answer of, oh, there's equal chances of blah, 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 blah. No, that's just logic, but it doesn't work that way. So let's just see what it says. Okay, so it says study shows that 35-40% of people choose rock first, especially amongst men. I've heard that before growing up. Paper is most often unused. Interesting. So I guess in a way, if you choose rock, you know, um, you're gonna win most of the time because if most people use it, and then paper they don't come in. Well, I guess you just tie. And then scissors is somewhere in between. Scissors is neutral. You know? Okay. See, strategy. Let's see. So it's best. Okay. So if everybody plays rock first, best strategy is do paper first. You know? And then, okay, other things. Most people, it says, after winning, most people often repeat the same move. So if that person wins, you want to do opposite of that. Okay, after losing, people most often switch to whatever their opponent played. Okay, so so they lose. You're most likely. So if you lose the scissor, you're most likely to use scissors. So you go rock. Okay, after a tie, people often switch. The favor move is to beat the previous one. Okay, interesting. So if you guys both tie on rock, that's when everyone will switch to scissors. So I guess best move is if you tie, and if the person is most likely to switch to whatever that was the opposite of whatever was played before, then you just stay the course, my friend. Stay the course. Okay. I just want to get that out of the way because I was super curious about rock, paper, scissors. For some odd reason. I just feel like sometimes I use it to beat to like play my kids, and I want to win. You gotta win. You gotta beat the kids down. Don't let them win. You know what I mean? Don't let the kids win. All right, what's going on in the world? What do we want to touch on? There's the Kristi Noem Hospital situation. This literally broke like right before I got here, like 20 minutes in. If you guys don't know, Kristi Noem is Secretary of Homeland Security, I believe. And she's known on the internet as I I know it's something Barbie. Is it Ice Barbie? Is that what it is? Kristi Noem nicknames. Oh, sorry. Nicknames. I remember it was like I don't know. Just remember it was something Barbie. someone, if you guys know what Kristi Noem's nicknames are, I just remember it was, I want to say Ice Barbie, because she's known for basically having a different outfit and being Barbie like. If she's with the firefighter, she's dressing up as a firefighter. If she's with the military, she's in camo. Like she's you know what's interesting about Kristi Noem? I feel like she's actually a fun person to hang out with. You know what I mean? I feel like she brings off the fun PTA mom vibe, if you know what I mean, where it's the mom that like the most spirited mom of any school event. That's what Kristi Noem reminds me of. Like they go all out for any costume dress up party. Like if you know anything about sororities, fraternities, they have like theme parties. Kristi Noem is the person that's gonna go all out for every single themed party. She loves a theme party. Well, apparently 30 minutes ago, she was taken by ambulance from DC to a hospital. Uh, I mean, it's not that breaking news. I just thought it's very interesting. She is conscious at the hospital, spoke to her security detail. Apparently, she had an allergic reaction. Well, I wonder what she's allergic to. You guys want to get crazy? What is Kristi Noem allergic to? You guys can write that in the comments. But as you guys are thinking about what Kristi Noem is possibly allergic to, maybe something colored or something of that nature. Let's actually look it up. Allergy. Oh, it doesn't tell you. It just says she's allergic. Oh, we want to know. What is she allergic to? Oh, we'll never know. We'll never know. I don't have a lot of experience with allergies. I don't know. It wasn't that big of a deal when I was growing up. That's all I know. I remember I think I knew one kid that was allergic to peanuts, and that was that. And if anything, in TV shows, kids were allergic. But I don't know. Kids are very allergic these days. What else is going on in the world? Joey Chestnut is returning to the hot dog eating contest. I thought this was an interesting story. I didn't know that Joey Chestnut was still alive, to be honest. I always thought that Joey Chestnut, because the hot dog eating contest, I remember when I was a kid, was something cool. Like, whoa, my gosh, look how many hot dogs these people can eat. They're insane. And now with social media and everything, everybody is a world eating champion. I mean, it's not as impressive anymore to be the hot dog eating king. If Joey Chestnut was born today and had to become famous again, I don't think he could do it. I don't think he could do it. It's one of those things where he lucked out on the time that he was born. If Joey Chestnut made it, or came back out, if you guys don't know again, if you're just joining, Joey Chestnut, I believe he won the hot dog eating contest in 2007, something of that nature, and he was like dominating until the Japanese came in. And the Japanese just took him out. And then that's why I just stopped thinking about it. And then finally, he came back and he took it back. And then, everyone in America was like, yeah, America. Here's the thing. Once the Japanese get into something, it's very, very hard to take them out. I'm just curious now. Joey Chestnut versus Kobayashi. Okay, because I just remember Kobayashi was the guy. I remember hearing stories of Kobayashi when I was a kid when he first won, like this skinny Asian guy. And what I like about the whole eating contest, at least back then, was that all these people were super skinny and they were beating out all these people. You know what I mean? They were beating out everyone, and then people realized, oh, you don't want to be fat. Like, don't underestimate the skinny guy when it comes to the eating contest. The fat belly pushes down on your stomach and you can't eat as much. And then people started working out and competitive eating became a thing. In a way, all these mukbang people um, need to thank Mr. Joey Chestnut. All the mukbangies, they need to thank Mr. Joey Chestnut because Mr. Joey Chestnut is and Kobayashi were the original mukbangers. Every year, people go and watch them eat like 60, 80 hot dogs in the most gross way possible. They would be eating hot dogs, dog first, bun first, dog later. I don't know the combination. They don't eat them together, that's for sure. So it's like it's like the grossest way that you can possibly eat the hot dog, just to put in numbers. So very interesting that he's finally coming back to the whatever the main hot dog eating contest that they have every year is. He's coming back, and I guess he was gone for a while because he signed on and got a sponsorship with a rival hot dog company or brand, and they can't do that. You don't mess with big hot dog. But he's back now. He saw the errors in his ways, so he's back. He's back, and yep, we'll see. Oh, interesting though. Okay, I'm just looking at just some of these records while I'm talking to you guys. I guess I know Joey Chestnut was the champion in 2007, and I guess in 2009, Kobayashi beats him with a score of 93 hot dogs, and Chestnut had 81. But this more recent time, they fought. I guess they battled each other in 2024, and Chestnut beat Kobayashi by eating 83. So I guess Kobayashi, the years have caught up to him. He can only eat so many hot dogs. Hey, it is what it is. Oh my goodness. Interesting. Okay. Anyways, we're off the Chestnut Kobayashi train. Let's get off. We're getting off the Kobayashi train. What else is going on? There is that guy. Let's see. The New York City Comptroller was arrested by ICE. Let's look into this. This is kind of interesting to me too. Let's see. New York mayoral candidate arrested at immigration court after linking arms with a man being detained. Okay, let's see. Very interesting. I don't know if you guys know anything about ICE laws. They are not allowed to detain U.S. citizens, I believe, is the rules for immigration things. So basically, they're not supposed to, but they do. Because think about it, right? They're walking around. Pretend you're ICE. You're walking around. You see two guys. One guy is wearing a business suit with a tie, and he's brown colored skin, right? And the other guy, he looks like he works in landscaping. Who do you ask for their papers? Who do you ask? The guy in the business suit, and they're both obviously of Hispanic descendants, right? Descent. Who do you stop? This is ICE, right? who do you ask? The guy that looks like he works in landscaping or the guy in the business suit, right? And so they will most likely, obviously, ask the guy that's in the landscaping to show papers. They can ask the guy that's in the business suit as well, but they cannot detain the guy in the business suit if he says he's a US citizen. Now, that's what I heard what the rules are. Now, the reason why they can arrest, and supposedly ICE is not allowed to arrest US citizens unless you did what this comptroller did. Unless you get involved and you get in the way of them trying to detain someone that they believe is illegal, then they can detain you. That's what I was told what the laws are on ICE. And that's how they got this New York comptroller. Basically, what happened was this guy was in court, the judge dismissed his case. And then as he was walking out, ICE is sitting there going, "Hello there, buddy." And they were going to detain him for something else. Basically, the judge dismissed his case, and then ICE can come in and get you for something else, like being here illegally or something like that. Just because you're here means you're automatically illegally here, so they can detain you. And so they were gonna grab him, and I guess the mayor guy was like, no, and he tried to stop them. And once you do that, they can arrest you too, and that's why they arrested him. I'll say that it's not a good look. I don't know. It's not a good look for ICE. Uh, I do feel a little bit bad for these ICE guys because in a way, they're just doing their job, and most of the time, when you're doing a job, you want to do the best job that you can do, right? Doesn't matter what the job is. So sometimes I do feel bad for these ICE guys because they're given orders to do this, and this is how the job is done. So I don't know. What do you guys think about this situation? I do find it a little crazy that they're arresting like city officials. It's not a good look. If you guys want to see it, let me show you the picture of what this guy looks like so you guys have a little more context on what I'm talking about. What are we talking about? All right, this guy here. Boop. All right, you see, this is the New York City mayor candidate. So I guess he's running for mayor. They are gonna. Oh, look at this guy. It's Asian. Oh, look at this guy in the back, though. What I find funny about this guy in the back is that he just looks like, hey, this girl here is in shock. Oh my god. And yeah, so that's basically that. You are not supposed to get in the way of ICE doing their job, or else they will arrest you too. That's how it goes. All right, that's how it goes. What else is going on in the world that I find very interesting? I'm gonna try the rock paper scissors thing later. When I pick up my kid later, I am gonna play rock paper scissors like crazy. We're gonna find out if these rock paper scissors rules work. More on Kristi Noem though. Let me see. Did they give an update on her? I think she's fine, to be honest. It's just a big random news day because I was coming into the afternoon. I was thinking, oh man, the whole day has been tense because everyone's waiting for Trump to see if the U.S. is going to go into Iran or not, and God dang it, I really hope we don't get involved. The U.S. getting involved in this Iran situation feels dirty. It feels dirty. That's what it is. That's what bothers me about it. I don't know how you guys feel. Like I said, like the show is live. If you want to talk, we'll talk about it. And it's realistically just whatever's going on throughout the day, and I just want to like, what's going on? The Iran thing feels dirty to me because I feel like we are being pushed into a war with Iran, and can't. I don't think I've talked to any American that wants to be in Iran or have any involvement with it. I talk to my buddies around here, talk to people online, except for this one guy. I'm gonna call this guy out again. I do this live. Okay, so as things happen, I see it. One guy wrote on one of the comments, and he was like saying, "Do you want Iran to have nuclear weapons? Are you stupid?" And I was thinking to myself, like, listen, anybody having nuclear weapons is obviously bad. Okay, obviously, you don't want anybody to have nuclear weapons. Um, but there are a lot of countries that have nuclear weapons already. Some are friendly, some are foes, and it's not like we went in there to stop them. You think about North Korea, for example. North Korea. Well, then again, okay. Here's the funny thing about North Korea. I don't even know. We don't even know if their nukes are real. Knowing how North Korea goes and does things, their nuke they could have an ice cream cone maker for all we know, and just it's in the shape of a nuclear missile. The- uh, but okay, here's the thing. Okay, so the guy was like basically commenting on one of my more recent videos, and my video is basically bashing on Netanyahu, who has been trying to get the U.S. to come in and fight Iran forever now. He was just basically saying, "Do you want, in jest, do you want Iran to have nuclear weapons?" My thoughts on this is you don't want anybody to have nuclear weapons, but at some point, what are you willing to do to stop them? I mean, you could come in there and just take them out. And I'll say this, and this is what I said about the Gaza situation. If they're going to go in there to take them out, and I'm not advocating for this because I think it's terrible, you better make sure that you finish everybody. Because the people in Iran right now, what do you think they're going to do when they grow up? What do you think? The circle of hate continues. They're going to grow up, they're going to hate Israel or whoever, and they're going to come get them. Down the road, you're going to get another bin Laden. That's literally what's going to happen. And then bin Laden gets another bin Laden, and then we just keep on bin Laden in each other. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, we don't want Iran to have to have nuclear weapons. But at the same time, open war is no bueno as well. Why don't Okay, here's the thing, okay? In the video that I made, Netanyahu has been talking about this for since 2012 or whatever, right? And we didn't have open war back then either. And the guy's comment was basically, oh, they don't have nuclear weapons because we stopped them. Yes, we did stop them a few times, and it's been documented. Like Israel basically went in there and did some co-op Mission Impossible stuff and crippled their nuclear operations like many times. This is my question to that guy that's basically calling me stupid about the whole, like calling out Netanyahu. What is different about this time that we need to go into open war? Why can't they just stop them before, like before, with some co-op stuff? Because it worked for the last 10 plus years, right? 10 plus years. And Iran is, I don't feel like they're any closer to having a nuclear bomb, whatever bomb, than they were 10 years ago. Why do we need to go in open war right now and put all kinds of resources in there when I thought we were trying to be America first, you know? So that's what I have to say to that guy about his comment about we don't want Iran to have nuclear bombs. North Korea supposedly has nuclear bombs. We didn't go in there. Yeah, that's what I have to say about that. It just becomes a big problem. And I guess, yeah, I mean, that's basically that. What else is going on in the world? We'll move on past that. Let's go into some weird stuff. Let's go into weird science. Let's see. I'm going to read off some headlines. Let's see what we think is fun. Okay, Rohan, the sea lion can keep a beat better than humans. Ooh, this is fun. Scientists genetically engineer mice with thick hair like extinct woolly mammoth. Oh, okay. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. This is the stuff that scientific breakthrough that you never know down the road that can come up and be like, oh my gosh, that was such a great idea. I can't believe that the marbles inside cats paid off. You know what I mean? Where, let's see, scientists have genetically engineered mice since the 1970s, but new technologies like CRISPR, if you guys don't know, I've been talking about CRISPR for a while as well. We can get into a whole cloning discussion. That's always fun. Makes it a lot more efficient and easier. Okay. Let's see. Colossal bioscientists genetically edited mice with long, thicky, woolly hair in a lab in Dallas last month. Nobody's talking about it except for us. So let's talk about this. Let's see. Still extinct forever. Blah 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 blah. Woolly mammoths. Okay. What I have to say about this CRISPR gene editing thing is a thing that I've said many times. I am 100% certain that there are genetically modified superhumans out there. It's just that we don't know about them. Like, okay, I want to tell you a story about my cousin. My cousin is from China. His parents had a hard time giving birth, and they're older. Like, I believe he is in his teens now. They're 13, around there, right? And they are in their 50, mid high 50s. So most likely by the time this kid gets to college, they are going to be 70, ancient. Basically, they're not going to be around to see the prime of his life. Okay. But growing up, it's been hush hush. They did some in China. They did some science mojo jojo, and it's hush hush to them. Like they don't like to tell people about it, but you know, I try to keep the story vague. No one knows who he is, anyways, unless he becomes super famous. Then if he does, then don't watch this. He is what they call a test tube baby, and they paid, I believe, this was mid 2000s, right? If he's 13 now, 13, 14 now. They paid, I believe the uncle told me around $400,000 or plus US dollars in China, which is a lot in China. Think about this, okay? And you know, they in vitro whatever him. They call him the test tube baby. That literally, growing up, you know, in China, or actually not just in China, in Asia, right? The nicknames that you get are very literal. The family called him test tube baby. Like literally growing up until later when he got older and he couldn't understand, then people stopped calling him test tube baby, but everyone was calling him test tube baby because the when he was like they basically did a surrogate, like everything, like the mom went into hiding for like a whole year just to pretend like she had to do the thing where she put a pillow in her stomach and walked around pretended she was pregnant, and then near the end like she like disappeared for a while and then came back and then here comes the kid, but the family knew that he was a test tube baby. This kid, I will have to say I'm 100% sure that he has been genetically engineered, okay? He I mean, he could just be an anonymous. Oh my god, I can't even say the word. He just could be different, okay? Um, he is 14, 13, 14 now. I haven't talked to him for a little bit. Uh, I just the years go by. I know he's the teenager now. He is almost I believe I'm 5'11". He is almost a foot taller than me. At 30, like he is huge. Okay? He is huge and he's super smart. I am so certain he's genetically engineered because like literally his nickname was test tube baby. And I've said this before. They've had CRISPR technology since like I mean, we just read it. They've had CRISPR technology since the 70s. And then you remember they did the cloning stuff in the 90s, and then they just agreed not to clone people. The world, let's look that up right now. I'm on the computer. Usually, when I'm talking about this kind of stuff, I'm not in front of the computer. But today I'm in front of the computer, and I have to leave in a few minutes. So I have a little bit. Is it illegal to CRISPR humans? Okay, let's blah 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 blah. Okay, let me see. Okay, in most countries, human genome editing is banned by guidelines, laws, and regulations. Okay, this is what I have to say about this because I remember this. That let's see. For example, the use of genetically modified embryos to initiate pregnancy is prohibited in about 75 of the 90 75 out of 96 countries who surveyed. Okay, do you think in some black op lab somewhere in the deep jungles in China or in the Louisiana swamps, do you think there's a black site somewhere that is currently working on superhumans? That's the question I have for you guys right now. What are the chances of yes or no? In a swamp, in the Louisiana swamp, in the bayou, or wherever, deep, deep there in the mossy, humid swamp with alligators, there's a cabin. In the cabin, you open the cabin, you go in the cabin, there's nothing there. It's a dirty, dungy cabin. You move a drawer, and under the drawer, there's a trap door, and the door looks terrible. And then you open the door, there's a big ladder, you go down, and it's a it's a CRISPR cloning lab. What are the chances of that happening? Think about this, okay? This technology has been around since the 70s, and you think to yourself, they haven't done anything with it. It's outlawed. You're not supposed to be working on this. How many things that we find out in the last few years that we thought they're not working on, but they are working on? That's my thing. And then on top of that, you go, okay, if I just throw out the Louisiana swamp because I just feel like that's a great place to put it. But let's just say that let's China, for example. They're like, oh, those Americans, they're definitely working on some sort of cloning thing, even though we're not supposed to. This is China. We're definitely doing it. They're definitely doing it. So because they think we're doing it, and we probably think they're doing it, and then next you know, you got superhumans, right? Coming out. I'm so certain that this kid is a super CRISPR super kid. He's huge. And I don't know any Chinese. I just remember the translations that I heard of. They were like, I remember one time they were talking about it, and it's just I get translated notes, and you know when you will go, they'll give you like full paragraphs of information into one sentence, and I was getting the one sentence, and I just remember hearing, oh, yeah, he's a test tube kid, and they did do stuff to him, but don't tell anyone. That don't tell any of his friends or anything of that because they don't want people to make fun of him. But this kid is huge. I'm so certain that he's a superhuman. You know, think about it. We're slowly being stronger, faster, smarter every year. I don't know. I don't know. Do you serious question? Do you guys really think that there's a lab somewhere that they're working on superhumans? I guarantee you they are. And these things take a long time. You think about it. I've mentioned this before. A lot of like the movies and whatnot, they make cloning. When they talk about cloning, they make it seem like you're gonna get a full grown adult. You know, every time you're gonna get a little kid when you clone somebody. You know what I mean? Like because they clone them from embryos, right? Like what they do with the puppies. Cloning puppies or dogs or pets is a thing, and you don't get a new uh let me actually look this up. I don't think when you clone a dog, do you actually you get a puppy, right? Let's see. Cloning pets. Do you get a puppy? Okay, yes. When you clone a pet, you get a puppy or a kitten that is genetically identical to the original, but it's not a carbon copy. The clone pet will share many characteristics with the original, including appearance and some aspects of personality, but it will have its own unique personalities and individual experiences, blah, blah, blah. Okay, see? Cloning the pet, you get a puppy. So if you clone a human, you can get a little baby. So think about this. They've had this technology since the 70s or so. Give it a few years. They got to work on it. So they keep making new clone baby humans every single year. This is around the time that they're going to start being integrated into the population. Right? Right? Or maybe the next few years or so. Right? If they start the project then and they got a baby then, these people will be like in their 30s and 40s, just scattered around. And then when you get into their 50s or so, that's when they start getting into government and stuff. Whoa, the party is on. Imagine. Oh, that seems like a fun job. I would love to be a mad cloning scientist. I think would that be the best job ever? To make a full-on army and then you're their data? You have like 100 kids or so in your disposal that are stationed everywhere and they're just like superhumans. Anyways, all right. I said I gotta go. I gotta go. Sorry. Thanks for hanging out. And as like that's what I always say. You guys could be hanging out with the hottie bodies on the internet, just bikini topping it up. But you choose to sit here and listen to me ramble on about whatever is going on. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.